Federal Premium Ammunition, 45 ACP, HST, on duty.
Welcome, range fans. Mr. Revolver Guy here with dayattherange.com.
Every day, men and women around the world put their lives in the hands of Federal Premium Ammunition, 45 ACP, HST. Today, I am going to put it to the test. I happen to know that local law enforcement carries this brand of ammunition along with a Glock 30 as a backup weapon and a Glock 21 as the primary duty weapon. So today, we'll be firing the Federal Premium 45 ACP HST into clear ballistics gelatin and also getting the speeds across the chronograph. But stay tuned, I may have two surprises. One being, why not take out the Super Red Hawk and see how the Federal Premium 45 ACP ammunition performs in a revolver? And then also, let's see how good my sales pitch is on the hottest day of the year, folks. Let's see if I can go inside and convince Mrs. LEO 45 to go out with me and maybe have her for the first time put this duty ammunition into some clear ballistics gelatin. Let's head out to the range. All right, range fans, we're back on the range with Federal Premium 45 ACP HST on duty. We're going to fire it through the Glock 30. We're going to shoot it across the chronograph. Again, stay tuned because we're all going to put it in ballistics gel also. Let's get it down range. Hottest day of the year. I'm trying to get out of here, but I do want to make this film for the range fans to see how the old Federal HST performs out on the range and the speeds, feeds, and ballistic.
$777. $828.
Oh, we got a stoppage.
$840.
That's interesting.
$801. $822.
So the old Federal HST proves to be plenty accurate downrange. I think about 800 feet per second. I think that's the first time on camera, range fans, that we've had a stoppage. This old Glock 30 might need to be cleaned. But let's move on to the Glock 21. All right, now let's take this old Glock 21 along with this Federal HST Premium, same ammunition as we put through the Glock 30. It is duty ammunition. Now we're really going to see what it's capable of today. And the clear ballistics gel seems to get about 822 feet per second out of the short barrel Glock 30. Let's see what it does in a full-size duty weapon across the chronograph.
865. 874. 861. 862. 860.
So the Glock 21 in the Federal HST seems to pick up about 50 feet per second on average. You saw the velocities. The group, not as good out of the Glock 21, probably the trigger or probably me more than anything. You guys know I don't shoot Glocks well. So let's move on to the clear ballistics test, what we all came to see. Miss LEO 45 is going to shoot clear ballistics gelatin with some duty Federal HST ammunition. And I think it left the block. So you guys might have noticed that 45, that Federal HST went through 16 inches of clear ballistic gelatin and actually came to rest right there through 16 inches. I don't see much of an expansion cavity, but that doesn't matter much anyways because it's not really true to form. But what does matter is the penetration of 16 inches and also the expansion of the Federal HST 45 ACP from the Glock 30. Wow. We'll get this thing home out of this heat and weigh it, see how much weight it retained, see what the expansion numbers look like. Let's move on to the Glock 21. Now, Miss LEO 45 with the Glock 21 in clear ballistics gelatin. Her first time with this experiment. All right, let's go down range, see what it's like. All right, folks, so there's the entrance for the Glock 21. I didn't bring 2 gelatin blocks today because I didn't think I would need them. As you can see there is the track through the gelatin. That 45 ACP proceeded straight through the gelatin, no yawing or pitching. And again, through the Glock 21, you can see how this thing expanded. We're gonna get it home, put it on the scale, put some calipers on it, let you see those results. Come on, range fans and the Reloaders Network, you guys knew I was not gonna leave without at least firing 1 revolver today. So we're gonna take that Federal HST 45 ACP ammunition, put it through the Ruger Alaskan 2-inch barrel and see what it does across the chronograph and also into the clear ballistics gelatin.
742. 748. 708. 721. 710.
All right, the old Ruger Alaskan proves again to be 100% reliable. Pretty good group down range, about 700-ish feet per second across the chronograph. We're gonna see if that makes a difference in the expansion in the clear ballistics gelatin. So hang in there with us. All right, folks, 700 feet per second out of the old 2-inch Ruger Alaskan Federal HST. We're gonna put it through the clear ballistics gelatin, see how much velocity really pays to expansion as well as penetration. All right, let's go down range. Okay, Reloaders Network and range fans, Federal HST. Entrance wound right there. And again, it did track true, straight through the block. It did go down, just travel down just a little bit, but notice anything there, guys? From what's in the gelatin, looks like no expansion at all. So now we know that 700 feet per second will not expand a Federal HST. But stay tuned until we get to the weights and measurements, as I will dig this round out
of the gel block and see how much it weighs. See if it truly did stay true to form, or even did it expand just a little bit. Doesn't look like. Stay tuned, folks. The Ruger Red Hawk Alaskan Federal HST. Now on to the weights and measures. So you saw the 45 ACP Federal Premium HST ammunition fired out of the Glock 30 today, out of the Glock 21, and also the snub nose revolver, of course, my favorite, the Ruger Alaskan. On the left-hand side, you see the expansion from the Glock 30. Then in the middle, you see the expansion of the projectile from the Glock 21. And then on the right-hand side, you see no expansion at all from the Super Red Hawk Alaskan. That tells us that probably the best expansion, I would say, was out of the Glock 30. And I'll show you here why in a minute. Let's flip these over. So if you flip these over, you can see the Glock 30 here. The expansion on that particular projectile stayed a little bit open. It expanded well, but it stayed a little bit open on the backside, which is going to create a greater wound cavity on real live tissue. If you look there in the middle, right there in the middle, you see the petals out of the Glock 21 at about 850 feet per second average. The petals really folded back on the base of the projectile. So in my view, again, the Glock 30 here on the left-hand side had a better expansion profile than the Glock 21. And then, of course, I think I can almost reuse this thing here. I mean, it really kind of looks untouched. Maybe even be able to reload it. So there you have it. Let's move on now to the weight and see how much weight was retained. We're going to tar the scale. Out of the Glock 30, we see about 230 grains, 229.9 grains of weight out of the Glock 30. Then we move on to the Glock 21 projectile. And the Glock 21 at 229.2.3. So it seems like it probably retained all of its weight between both. So these bonded bullets held together really well. Then, of course, the Super Alaskan at 700 feet per second came in at 230.9 grains, 0.8 grains. Probably has some gelatin in the cavity there, but 230 grains. So now, let's see how well these things expanded. So if I take my calipers, I would say at the widest point, probably going to be here, I get an expansion number of 0.869 out of the Glock 30. And then here, if I look for the widest point, I'm probably going to say here, out of the Glock 21, you can see their expansion a little bit better at 0.921. And then, of course, nothing out of the Super Red Hawk Alaskan. So there you go, folks. On the hottest day of the year, Mr. Revolver Guy and Mrs. LEO 45 got out on the range to test some duty ammunition to see how it would perform in clear ballistics gelatin. I hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up. I hope you subscribe to the channel and come back and visit us for detailed review over at dayattherange.com. And don't forget to visit the Reloaders Network, where you can learn anything you want to in reloading. Whether you are a novice or an expert, I am sure if you have an open mind, you can come over to the Reloaders Network and learn just about anything you want about reloading. Thank you for joining us today. Mr. Revolver Guy signing out.